Thank you for joining my session. I'm registered psychotherapist practicing in Ontario, qualifying, and every day I'm trying to share some useful information from evidence-based practices to improve your mental well-being. And today we will be discussing about steps that you can take and questions you can ask yourself if you are being under considerable stress, and how you can keep going and achieving your goals even during challenging times and times full of stress and challenges. There might be some periods in your life when the rhythm of life changes, responsibilities increase, uncertainty grows, and suddenly your mind produces a sentence like this. Maybe you think that you can't handle this anymore. Maybe your mind is in an alarm mode and it's difficult to focus, to concentrate. And this sentence is very familiar to many people, but most of the time, this feeling doesn't come from a real lack of strength. It comes from the mind's heightened threat perception. As you know, our brains are designed in a manner to keep us away from possible threats. And since we were living under challenging circumstances from the past, our minds are designed to keep us safe. However, sometimes it can be not very useful when brain cannot distinguish the difference between the real threat or imagined threat or thoughts, and this heightened anxiety and symptoms of freezing might be deriving from the fact that your mind cannot differentiate well between the real threat and imagined threat or a thought, and you may have these symptoms of difficulties of concentration, negative thoughts, and in those moments it can be difficult to stay focused and to keep going. In other words, the problem is often not that you are weak, but that your mental alarm system is overly active. In today's video, we will talk about what might help you to be impacted by stress less during difficult days. So on this channel, we're also exploring psychological concepts and connecting them with the real challenges of everyday life. And today we will focus on important question: why do our thoughts become more negative when we are under intense stress, and why does avoidance increase, and how can we bring ourselves back into balance during these challenging times? And today we will explore three factors together. First, we will briefly understand why the mind perceives more threat during difficult days and how to help you take action without waiting to feel better first. In psychology, emotions do not always change before behavior. Maybe you have noticed that when you are feeling anxious or stressed, when you force yourself to get out and to have a walk, oftentimes you notice that your mood is improving and you feel better. And in the same manner, feelings are less likely to change if you are not taking any action. So we can use this knowledge to help ourselves to identify what's helping us to feel calmer. For instance, thinking about when there was considerable stress or challenges in your life, but you were able to calm down, to use these activities to help you to feel less stressed and to focus on your work. And answering to these questions can help to find out resources, activities that you can use to help yourself to calm down and to stay focused even during challenging times. Maybe it's journaling, maybe it's walking, maybe it's connecting to someone whom you love, whom you care about. So using these activities deliberately can help to create more sense of peace, calm into your life, and to help you to be able to focus on your work and studies and relationships, to stay present in your relationships. And so sometimes behavior changes first and then emotions gradually follow. So why do difficult days feel so overwhelming? To understand difficult days, we need first to understand how the brain works. The brain's primary function is not to make us happy, but to keep us safe. And its primary function is to detect threats and keep us safe. Therefore, anytime when your brain detects anything that might be related to threat, any negative experiences you had in the past, your negative automatic emotions might arise, and sometimes you might not be even aware of clues like why this is happening, because emotions come first before cognitions. And when stress increases, several mental tendencies appear. One of them is catastrophic thinking, thinking about the worst case scenarios. Again, this is happening to keep you safe. And maybe it's related with behavioral cognitive patterns that you had in the past. Maybe thinking about the worst case and preparing for the worst case was helpful for you in your childhood or when you were younger, to keep you away from conflict or possible challenges. However, when we are not aware of it and when these cognitive behavioral patterns occur automatically, sometimes it's causing avoidance, procrastination, or lack of activity. And therefore, becoming aware of this can help you to take more deliberate, intentional steps towards what matters to you. And interpreting uncertainty as danger might also not serving you in the best light in the long term. Therefore, becoming aware of your thoughts, feelings, and deciding how you would like to respond instead and why your mind is interpreting in that way can help you to embrace the situation with more calm and to help you to take action even during times when it feels challenging and when there is a lot of stress. So, you might be interpreting uncertainty as danger, or you might be feeling a sense of losing control as if everything is out of your control. However, noticing and remembering about times when you were able to succeed and to stay focused, to take action even during chaos might help you to become aware of your resources and qualities and features that you already have, and about what can be changed, about what you can do during these challenging times, which would create more freedom of action and make you feel in control. And this also would help to decrease avoidance behavior. So these mechanisms are actually evolutionary protective systems. That's why your brain works in this manner. And however, within the complexity of modern life, the system can sometimes become overactive. Like maybe you are overly anxious, scared, and when you start to think like, what's the reason? Oftentimes, you realize that threats or things that were making you feel scared as not as dangerous as they are. For instance, if you are experiencing anxiety before speaking in public, what might happen the worst? Like maybe you would say something wrong, maybe you will not perform as well as you wanted. But at that point, when you are anxious, you might be experiencing these feelings excessively. And at that point, it might seem to you that this is too dangerous, that this is really causing anxiety. But when you step back and notice your thoughts behind what thoughts you might have, maybe that people are going to criticize you, or that you might fail, or you are a failure, it's oftentimes easier to notice that these thoughts are exaggerated, and thinking about your past success and resources might help you to find out some strategies you can use for your current challenge, for your current situation. So, as a result, people might enter a cycle like this. Thoughts intensify, feelings increase, and behavior narrows. And we are doing things to avoid discomfort and uncomfortable internal experiences. Maybe we are avoiding, maybe we are postponing, procrastinating, distracting ourselves. And in the long run, it's not benefiting us. And here, what you can do to help yourself. First of all, as I said, stepping back and noticing and naming experience. In times of difficult moments, many people operate on autopilot. They are automatically avoiding, procrastinating, distracting. But the first step is becoming aware of what you are experiencing and asking yourself, what exactly am I feeling right now? Naming emotions, according to research, is a powerful psychological tool that helps you to calm down. Labeling emotions can help to regulate your nervous system. For instance, when someone notices a thought, nobody understands me, this underlying emotion may actually be loneliness, disappointment, or helplessness. This awareness increases a sense of control. Understanding yourself, understanding what's happening, helps to detach yourself from the thoughts and feelings that are holding you back, and this creates a sense of psychological flexibility and possibility for responding in different manner and expanding your behavioral repertoire. And stress is not only psychological experience, it's also physiological state. Maybe you are noticing that your heart rate increases and your muscles tighten, your breathing becomes shallow. And this is why breathing techniques can help calm the nervous system, according to research. And also thinking about your own strategies, what helps you to calm down, to relax, to bring your heart rate or breathing into normal level. Maybe it's reaching out to someone, going outside, walking, moving, physical activities, mindfulness, like whatever was helpful for you in the past, you can again repeat those strategies again to hope to cope during times when you will have physical sensations, uncomfortable physical activities. And even if you haven't tried, like researching what might help, asking other people and trying new techniques also can help to cope with these physical sensations that you are experiencing. And even simple rhythmic breathing can activate parasympathetic nervous system and help the body settle down. So, as we have already discussed, catching the automatic thought during stressful moments. Thoughts may appear very quickly in your mind, and these thoughts are often accepted as true without being questioned. But when you step back and when you notice the thought, it's easier to understand whether it's exaggerated and how important are they and how close they are to reality, and how useful are these thoughts. For instance, you might have some thoughts such as everything will fall apart, I won't be able to finish this, I can't do this. And the goal is not to suppress them or to argue with the thoughts, but to recognize how useful they are and maybe to think about different perspectives, to have a glance to this thought and feelings from different perspectives that might help you to generate healthier, more useful thoughts that might help you to reach for your goals and change you are trying to achieve. And also thinking about your why you are trying to do certain things. Why is it important for you to accomplish? Which version would you like to see as a result of coping with these challenges, and how like why is it important for you to do certain things? And when you think about your why and remind yourself about your why, it gets easier to stay with discomfort and to embrace challenges even if it feels uncomfortable. So your goal is not to make the thoughts visible or recognizable, and to learn to take steps despite these thoughts. What would you like to do despite this presence of these thoughts? How you would like to respond and show up even during these challenges? And when were times when you could take action despite these thoughts and feelings? So, considering your thoughts and feelings from different perspectives can help you to create a freedom in your behavior and to find different ways of responding that might help you to carry closer to your goals. So the goal is not to force yourself into positive thinking, but to find more balanced and helpful functional perspective. For instance, instead of thinking, I won't be able to finish everything, we can get a more balanced perspective and tell today is difficult day, but I can focus on the most important part. So, what's the smallest sign that you can do? What's the smallest step that you can take? When are sometimes when you are feeling a little bit better and a little bit more focused, a little bit more productive, when procrastination avoidance is decreasing? What's being different? What helps you to achieve this outcome? What's there about you that makes it possible? Or which environments, people, thoughts, feelings, strategies helped you to achieve this outcome you are trying to achieve? And how what difference would it make if you could recreate these strategies that you were using for your current challenge? And what would other people notice? What does focusing a little bit more means for you? What would let you know that you are focusing better, you are being more productive, you are taking steps? How might your day look different? Which actions, which behaviors would be present there? What would other people notice about you when your desired outcome or your goal is present in your daily life? So during stressful periods, most people often show two common responses. It's either avoidance or freezing. Most often, you would notice that it's difficult to take action when you are under stress because your mind is like being frozen, and under the under stress, it's more difficult to take action. And this is where behavioral activation can help, even like deciding how you would like to respond, even when you feel anxious, when you feel scared, when you feel frozen, how you want to respond, how you want to show up, what you want to achieve. So, thinking about it in advance, and in psychotherapy, for instance, we are helping the person to describe what change they want to see. This helps to set goals for yourself and constantly take smallest actions, thinking about what you can control and taking slightest steps towards the change you want to see in yourself. And it's oftentimes it's difficult to make a very considerable shift or to change completely under stress. However, setting smallest goals, dividing your goal into smallest parts and taking the smallest step that you can take can help to create momentum, a sense of control, increase your confidence, decreasing procrastination avoidance. Sometimes just starting can create psychological momentum. And also creating if then plans. Maybe you have set goals, but constantly you were facing with challenges, with obstacles. So thinking about those obstacles in advance and thinking how you might overcome these challenges. Techniques, for instance, called implementation intentions, can help to support behavioral change. And this structure looks like if X will happen, then I will do Y. For example, if anxiety increases, then I will do 2 minutes of breathing exercise or start working for 5 minutes, or I will take a walk for 10 minutes. These plans can reduce the mental effort required for decision making during stressful moments, because when your mind is under stress and when you have heightened anxiety, it's more difficult to decide what you are going to do. But deciding about it in advance can help to create less stress for you, and implementing those plans that you have already set can help you to decrease stress levels, to feel less stressed, more calm, and to continue to focusing on what matters for you during challenging times. And one of last steps is adjusting your environment and seeking support. Resilience is not only an individual trait, it's also a contextual process. So adjusting your environment, reducing distractions, seeking social support are also efficient ways of strengthening your resilience. For instance, if you know that you stop studying or it's difficult for you to stay focused, or you start procrastinating when you feel stressed, adjusting your environment accordingly, trying to decrease distractions as much as possible, maybe shutting down your phone, putting it on airplane mode, or finding places to study, like silent places, or any environments that help you to focus more, can help considerably decrease stress levels and to adjust and make your success more likely. Therefore, asking for support during difficult times is not a weakness, it's a sign of resilience, it's a sign of strength and psychological flexibility. So, today we talked about mental resilience and strategies and questions that might help you to adjust your environment and to stay calm, to focus on your goals during challenging times. And the goal of this sharing was not to make life perfect, but to help you to stay functional and to keep making progress even when stress arises, when challenges arise in your life. And when mind's alarm system activates during these difficult moments, you have small steps that you can help you to return to balance and to feel in control with your life. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. And what's the most common thought that appears in your mind during difficult days? Share it in the comments, and you don't hesitate to ask any questions you might have. Thank you for your time, and see you in the next videos.